Welcome back for week 5. I hope last week you started seeing what is working for you and you kind of stopped doing what wasn't working for you. Maybe you started trying a couple new things this last week that you're like, ooh, I like that. I'm going to start doing that more. What might have transpired for you, though, is you might have seen a new space that you want to be in. And with that comes people that you want to collaborate with. And this week is all about the collaboration. The more that you're getting known in these audiences, the more that you're noticing who you want to be seen with in those audiences. There's so much power in collaboration. I know that social media sometimes feels like competition, but what would it look like if it was actually collaboration? What would it look like if you were looking at other creators in the same niche as you, you're loving their content, you're feeling drawn to their authenticity, and you say, I would love to collaborate with you. Maybe they have a podcast that you would like to be on. Maybe you see yourself inviting them to be in one of your workshops. Maybe you could do something together in a group coaching environment. You never know the types of connections you can create simply by reaching out to someone that you see yourself working with. The collective recognizes authority. So if you're seeing someone else's authority, they're most likely seeing yours and may actually say yes to an invitation to collaborate. Even though you've been in social media for the last month diving deeper, nothing says it's too early to start collaborating. You can start collaborating right now. So how do we get people into that collaboration conversation? It's important that you show up on their page as well. So maybe they're posting some really great content that you like. Comment on the content. Say, gosh, I love what you said today. I teach that too, and I love when my clients have the same results. Look at ways for you to interact with them that's authentic. Send them a message. It can really be that simple. I promise you, I have had some of my strongest collaborations come from me simply sending them a message. And these were with creators that had hundreds of thousands of following. And I went and said, gosh, I've been following you for a while now, and I would love to connect and collaborate with you. I held an amazing summit with multiple creators simply because I had the courage to say, would you like to do this project with me? I think it'd be really great. Never underestimate your courage to connect. You've been doing it the last 2 weeks. All the posts you've made have been resonating with your audience, have been resonating in these groups and in the hashtags. You're growing. You're seeing yourself be seen. So why not connect and collaborate with others? How we outreach effectively is building trust with them and reaching out to them and resonating with them also. We extend clarity right out the gate. I would love to connect with you. I would love to collaborate with you. And if a friendship comes out of it, great. Don't get your feelings hurt if they don't respond, because there's plenty of people that will, and nothing says they won't respond in a couple of weeks as you're continuing to grow. You can also tag them in your posts. One of the best ways I got exposure was when I was sharing my own story with things that I was doing, and I was tagging the accounts of people that were inspiring me to do those things. And I got collaborations out of it. I got brand sponsorship out of it because I was tagging other brands. I was tagging other people. Don't go too crazy with it. I would say maybe like 2-3 tags on one post of let me tag this person in my post. Gets you the exposure in their audience, also draws their attention to what you're saying about them or about the niche that you're in together, and it makes them draw interest to you. Tagging a content creator is a lot different than using a hashtag, so keep that in mind. You know when you go on Facebook and it gives you the option to tag somebody? That's what I'm talking about. That's just one way to connect with them effectively. Another way for collaboration is by you consistently sharing your authentic self. Because those content creators that you admire, those people that you want to share your story, or the platforms that you want to share your story on, they notice you when you're consistent. They notice you when they see results from you. They notice when your clients are doing great and you're sharing about it, right? The 4 C's, it's important that you share those pieces because it builds that trust. And those collaborations can come from them, where you might get the message that says, hey, I've been following you for the last couple of weeks. I've been reading your story. I would love to feature you on my podcast. Almost every podcast I've been on was that very thing, was them reaching back to me because they were following my content. This is why consistency is so key. But be persistent when you want to collaborate. Be persistent in opportunity, because that is how you will grow. Your audience will grow, your experience will grow, your connectivity will grow. But as you're collaborating, recognize and respect those connections, because they eventually become your inner circle. And it's really powerful what can happen with those inner circles over time. They will reshare your content. They'll put you on their platforms where you get the additional exposure. They'll share your story for you. But there's so much that you can do that will get you to that level. So the action for you this week is going to be very to the point, because collaborations make us a little nervous. But this week, you're going to dive into the discomfort of identifying who you want to collaborate with. I want you to make sure they're your friend in your network, add them as a friend, send them a message, and say, I'd love to collaborate with you. I want you to go live just one time this week. Go live. If you haven't gone live yet, going live is a great way for people to want to connect and collaborate with you, because now they're seeing your voice, they're hearing your story coming authentically in your flow, and they're feeling like, gosh, I would love to interview you. And if you're feeling up to it, stitch content with someone else. One of your favorite content creators, reshare their content, tag them, and tell them how much you appreciate their voice in your niche as well. You've got so much momentum so far. Do not take your foot off the gas this week. Do not take your foot off the gas this week, because next week, it's been 6 weeks. Next week, you're going to really feel how far you've come in the last couple of weeks together. You are doing this thing. And now you can kind of see how much social media is in your favor. It is a tool for you. You're connecting with new people. You're seeing yourself rise up as being recognized in certain audiences. You're feeling that. You're feeling that authority that you've worked so hard to be. So I can't wait to see you next week and see how far you've come. Get out there, connect, collaborate, and most of all, trust yourself to continue forward. I'll see you next week. Bye. What are you doing? What are you still doing here? Why aren't you on your social media? Get out there and get your stuff done. I'll see you next week.